Hello everyone, so I'm here today to do a tag, and this is the Anti-TBR tag. If you have not seen, it has been going everywhere, and this was created by Nicole and her books. I will leave a link below. I was tagged by Jyotsna from Jyotsna's Bookscapades, I will recommend to check her video as well. And I also saw David from the Poptimist doing this, and he had the best answer I've seen so far. I will leave a link to his video as well because I think it's really worth watching. But yeah, let's go into the questions. The first question is a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. And I don't know if everyone loves this, but I have seen a lot of love for this book, and that is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moschweg. I have no interest in reading this. I have heard that Otessa Moschweg is not the nicest person, and I also have heard that this book in particular is about a rich woman trying to escape the world by taking lots of drugs and staying at home a whole year, which doesn't sound like the kind of thing I'm interested in. I tend to not be interested on rich people doing rich people things, so this sounds exactly like that, and I'm not interested in it, despite everyone thinking that is great. So yeah. The second question is a classical book or author you don't have any interest in reading. And for this one I chose Hemingway. I read The Sun Also Rises by Hemingway and I hated it. It's so full of stereotypes about women, about countries, about parties, and again, it's just rich people doing rich people things, and that's not my thing. So I think Hemingway is not for me. I have been recommended The Old Man and the Sea, but I don't think I'm gonna read it because I'm just not interested on what that man has to say. There are so many other authors and so many other books that I would rather read. I don't think I'm going to pick this one up. And the third question is an author whose books you have no interest in reading. And this is someone that I have read a couple of, and that's Ian McEwan. I have read Solar and I've read Atonement, and both of them were just, well, Solar I hated as well, but Atonement was just nothing. I have similar feelings about Ian McEwan and Hemingway. He's just not, he's just telling stories that are not about anything I'm interested about. He has used some stereotypes that annoy me to no end, and I don't have any interest in picking any of his other books, because again, there are so many other books I would rather read. So 3.2, because it can be combined, I'm going to say another author, but you know, it's a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. And that I have chosen for that Joseph Conrad. He wrote The Heart of Darkness, and I heard that is very problematic, how he portrays African people. And yeah, I'm just not interested on reading someone being racist for a whole book, so no interest on Joseph Conrad. The fourth question is an author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. And for this one I chose Anne Patchett. I have read Commonwealth. I don't know, I think I have read something else from her. But yeah, again, these are like family dramas, nothing too deep, very middle class stories, and I'm just not interested. I'm considering reading The Dutch House just because it was nominated for so many prizes, and I have been reading some of those lists slowly, and I'm a completionist, so I might read her just to complete those lists, but it's very, very low priority on my list. I did not enjoy what I read from her, and I don't think I'm going to intentionally pick something from her just because she wrote it. I'm just not I don't seem to be interested on her books. Question 5 is a genre you have no interest in or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. I think for me that tends to be romance. I just don't know why romance books tend to be very boring for me, and like nothing sparks my interest, nothing tickles my mind. I don't think that's supposed to be the objective of most romance, so that's fine, but they just don't have the kind of thing that I look on for in books. With that said, we are developing a kind of a somewhat tradition in my in real life book club to read a romance every Christmas, every December. So I'm going to be reading a romance this month, but it's not something I would ever pick on my own. So yeah. The 6th question is a book you have bought but will never read. It can also be a book that you returned to the library and read. And for that, I was checking the things that I have picked up from the library and returned unread or haven't read the first maybe 20 pages or something, and I realized that I have picked up Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami from the library before. I don't think if I read any of it, I don't think I went very far, but I don't think I even started it. And I don't think I'm going to try it again, because so it's not that I don't like Murakami, but I have the feeling I have read quite a few books by him, and I have the feeling that all of his books are kind of the same. So once you read 2 or 3, you don't need to read any more because you know the general gist of it. So my favorite from Murakami is 1Q84, and I might reread that at some point, but I don't have any interest on picking anything new from him because I feel like he just writes very the same book over and over again, and I am also aware that his representation of women is not great. I still like the story in 1Q84, and I could enjoy that despite his portrait of women, but I don't have to read any more of his books to see that portrait of women over and over again without the story being as compelling as the one from 1Q84. So then the 7th question is a series you have no interest in reading or a series you started and have DNF'd. And I have one for each. The series I have no interest in reading is the Napolitan series by Elena Ferrante. I know a lot of people love this, but it doesn't sound like my kind of book. They sound like middle class stories. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm not interested in middle class stories from a country that I already know quite a bit about. So I have no interest on those books, and I have heard from people that I trust that they are kind of boring, so yeah, no interest on that. And the series I have started and DNF'd, the Game of Thrones. I read the first book because everyone in my office was raving about the series when it was still going, the TV series, and I wanted to know if I was interested in them. I read the first book. I was really bored, and I said, okay, well, maybe I should try the TV series because my colleague said that the TV series was actually better. I tried the first 2 seasons. I was bored. I felt like there was no depth to it. There was a lot of things happening and a lot of death and a lot of sex, but that was it. There was nothing behind that. There was nothing more than just death for the sake of death and sex for the sake of sex. So yeah, DNF did not picking it up again. The last one is a new release that you have no interest in reading. This one is a hard one because I'm normally not very into new releases, so I'm not really aware of what is coming out all the time. So I'm not very aware of what is coming out, but I know that Elena Ferrante has a new book out, and I am not interested in it for the same reasons I said I'm not interested in the Napolitan series, so I guess I will say that. And yeah, that was the tag. I'm not going to tag anybody because I think everybody has done this already. But if you haven't and you have a channel, please do it and leave a comment below letting me know, and I will go check it out. I would love to do that. And yeah, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed, and until next video, bye.